Okay, so in this one here, we've got to integrate this here using the substitution. So you have in the question x equals 3 sine theta. Okay, so just like before, you do dx by d theta, and that'll be 3 cos theta. And remember, you want to replace dx, so you need to get dx equals, see what it is, so take the d theta up, so you have that there. Now, we change the limits as well. Now, of course, these are x values, don't forget. So when x is 1.5, let's put it in. 1.5 there equals to 3 sine theta, which implies then you can take the 3 down and divide. So 1.5 divided by 3 equals sine theta. So then that means then sine theta is actually equals to a half. And then if you do sine to the minus 1 of that, okay, you get pi over 6. Okay, so that's what we get there. Sine to the minus 1 over half is pi over 6. Put the other limit in, put 3 in. So, put 3 in there, the upper limit. So 3 in there. 3 equals 3 sine theta. That implies sine theta then will equal, if you take the 3 over and divide by 3, you'll have 3 divided by 3, which is 1. So that means theta then is sine to the minus 1 of 1. Okay, so use your calculator and make sure now it's in radian mode, of course. So you get pi over 2. Okay, so we've got our limits there. Alright, so then we just do this integral there. We substitute, so remember now the limits change. The 1.5 has become pi over 6. The 3 has become pi over 2. Square root then 9 minus, well, x squared, well, you've got to square this, haven't you? Okay, 3 sine theta, you've got to square it all, remember, and then times it by then the dx, which is 3 cos theta d theta. This then will equal to 9 minus, now if you square that, you get 9 squared sine squared theta, times it by 3 cos theta d theta. In that root then, you can factorize out a 9, take out a 9. And you'll notice then in that root, you take out a 9, 1 minus sine squared is cos squared, isn't it? Okay. You get 1 minus sine squared then by factoring out a 9, 1 minus sine squared is cos squared. So it becomes 9 cos squared theta times 3 cos theta d theta. So you literally just replace that with cos squared. Then, of course, we can square root. 9 becomes 3 cos squared becomes cos theta when you square root it, and then you've got to times it by the 3 cos theta at the end. Okay? And then we get what they want. We can say then that's equal to, well, 3 times 3 is 9. Cos times cos is cos squared. So we get exactly what they want there. 3 cos theta times 3 cos theta is 9 cos squared theta d theta. Okay? Job done. Now, we're going to integrate then 9 cos squared theta, okay, between the limits that we've got. So what were the limits? I can't remember now. Pi over 6, pi over 2. So what I'll do, I'll take that 9 outside, right? Because it what was it? It was 9, wasn't it? 9 cos squared theta. I'll take the 9 outside. We're going to integrate cos squared. And remember cos squared or sine squared, whichever, you've got to use the double angle rules, okay? So it goes back to that. So if you remember, cos 2 theta is 2 cos squared theta minus 1. Take the minus 1 over. And then take the 2 over and divide. Be half of it. Okay? We can then replace cos squared theta with that. And because this is a half, I'll take the half outside. And we'll integrate. So when I integrate cos 2 theta, I get sine 2 theta upon 2, c3 from c3. And when you integrate 1, it's just a constant, so it just becomes like x in a sense, but obviously we're using theta. Okay, and then you just put the limits in. So basically they're 9 over 2, so it'll be sine 2 pi over 2 plus pi over 2. Take away then the lower limit, 9 over, don't forget the 9 over 2, sine then 2 pi over 6 over 2 plus pi over 6. First what I'll do, I'll work out each term to start with. Okay, so that would be sine 2 pi over 2, which is, of course in radian mode it's just 0, it would be pi over 2. Then that will be sine 2 pi over 6. We get root 3 over 2. Of course, you've got to divide it by 2 as well, so that'll be root 3 over 4, and then pi over 6. Okay, so then you can get your answer then from there. We can just times them. So we get our answer to be 2.764 to 3 decimal places.